Well, hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. So we've got a storm coming in. There's probably only a 2-3 hour window before the heavy winds come. So I thought I'd try and do is just go for a wee drive and see if I can find some moody photographs, because it's really overcast. And you never know, we might get 1 or 2 nice photos. So join me and let's see where this journey takes. Well, I've arrived at my first stop, and what I'm doing is I'm just sitting inside the car because it's absolutely pouring with rain. I've got quite a cool view in front of me. It's really damp and wet, and the water's really high, so there's very little beach where I am. I'm at the edge of Loch Venator, and to the right of me there's normally, if I can put the window down, to the right of me there's normally quite a lot of water there, and as you can see we've got quite a lot of woods. But the one thing it has done is it's made all the moss really saturated in green, but it's also made the beech trees, as you'll see there, really saturated in browns. So what I'll do is I'll play about, I'll see if I can get a couple of compositions, and if I can, I'll share these moody photos with you now. Alright, so I've switched to the 70 to 200 LEDs because it is really wet outside, and I just thought it'd be a lot easier to be quite lazy and just run in and out of the car and look for roadside compositions if I possibly can. So what I've done is I've just nipped outside very quickly and I've taken a couple of shots. I also looked back and I took a shot of the car in the lay-by, but using the foreground, so I was really low, so maybe that's turned out, I don't know. And then I took a couple of shots of the road where I shot up the way and I shot back the way. Who knows, it's mood I'm going for today. I'm not going for pretty. So yeah, if these turn out, I'll share these images with you now. Alright, so I stopped at a Forestry Commission car park and I've just been wandering around taking photos, and I've taken shots of little water features that you don't normally see without the heavy rain coming through the woods and the forest. Like I said earlier, the greens are oversaturated and the browns are oversaturated, and it's an amazing contrast between the two. In this woods I've taken shots of small fir trees, and I've used a shallow depth of field, so I used f2.8 just so that I can get the tree in focus in the background out of focus. I've done that a few times because using the 70-200 lens, you're focusing in on more of a subject rather than a wider panoramic. So what I'll do is, I also took shots of waterfalls, which typically aren't there, it's normally just a little stream. Because it's so swollen, I decided to try, I remember when Bruce and I were at the Hermitage, Bruce was telling me that he was able to hand hold his camera and get a slower shutter speed. So I've tried that down there, and if any of these images work, I'll share these images with you now. Alright, so we've got a bit of the wet hair look going on. I've stopped off at a lay-by just to take a shot of the Loch Drunkie because there's a lot of nice mist, but the rain's getting heavier and heavier, and it's just too much to take the wee camera out, set it up, because it'll just get absolutely soaked. So I'm best just stopping, dashing out, getting the shots I need and come back in. But I'm going to show you something, because this has been an absolute godsend, and I only bought it last week and it arrived yesterday. But that is a Four Seasons camera cover, and it's all fleece lined, and it's really, really good, and it really keeps your hands warm, which is really important, because next weekend I'm going on a wildlife photography trip. So who knows what the weather's going to be like. It might be frosty, it might be snow, it might even be wet. But it is waterproof, and so far today it's proven it's actually really, really effective. So the images I take here, I'll share those with you now. Alright, so I've stopped off at another lay-by. I've taken a number of shots, some trees opportune through the windows because the rain's getting heavier and heavier. And it's just too wet because we've got the storm coming in the next few hours. But I thought, I'll get out, and it just proves you can actually take shots in rainy days. So if you drive up somewhere, if you put your car window down, you can shoot through the window and you can get subjects of interest, and hopefully some of my images have turned out today. Anyway, if any of these images that I've taken just now of the trees and the mist, I'll share those images with you now. Alright, I think I'm going to end the video here. So yeah, it just goes to prove that even although it's pouring with rain, you don't necessarily need to go outside all the time. You could just use your car as shelter, lower your windows, shoot out your window, just look for subjects of interest. It just so happens today I've used the 70 to 200mm, which has given me that kind of zoom effect and allowed me to get closer in, particularly as most of the roadside subjects are trees, just because that's the closest thing to a lay-by. Anyway, I'm going to end the video here. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do, because you know it's free. And if you press the bell notification, that will let you know the next time I post a video. So thanks very much for watching, and here's to the next video.